Hello, guys. Welcome to another episode of Mimi Dollars Collection. And on today's episode, we are going to be making this beautiful love shaped beaded bag from scratch. Yes, the smooth sided love shaped beaded bag. Can you see that? It's so beautiful. So materials used, I'll be using my fishing line 0.7 millimeters, my sugar beads or square beads, and my scissors. So please kindly like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. So let's begin. We are going to start with 4 beads. We'll continue with 3 beads. Okay. So in my fishing line, I'm going to string in all my 4 beads. So this bag, we are going to be weaving a mat throughout, okay? So if you have not watched the video on how to weave a mat, please kindly watch the video. So I string in my 4 beads. I pick up the last bead and I'm crossing it over with the last bead. That is the 4th bead. So you cross it over and this is the first ring done. So we are going to continue, one on the left, one on the right, then we'll cross with the last one. So I'm putting 1 bead on my left, 1 bead on my right, and we are going to cross it over with the 3rd bead. Just like that. Then I pull it out. And this is the 2nd ring done. Okay. So we are going to continue like this. One on the left, one on the left, one on the right. Then we'll cross with the 3rd bead. So I'm putting 1 on my left, 1 on my right, and I'm crossing it over with the 3rd bead. So this is the beginning on how to weave a mat, okay? So I pull it out and this is the 3rd ring done. So we are going to continue this way till we get 16 rings. Please, we are counting the side beads. So we have 3. So we need 16 of these, okay? 16 of these. So I've gotten 16 and we need the 17th line, okay? So on the 17th line, I'm putting all my 3 beads on the back fishing line, that is the right fishing line, on one side of the fishing line. Then I cross it over with the 3rd bead. So you can put it on your left or your right, but make sure you put all on one side. So you have your fishing lines on 1 bead on the side bead, okay? Now on the back fishing line, we are going to string in 3 beads. So we are starting the 2nd line. Okay. We are starting the 2nd line. So I cross with the 3rd bead and I pull it out. So this is what you should get. So this is it. We are going to insert our front fishing line into the next 1 bead in front. Our front fishing line, I don't want to say left or right, depending on the hand you are using. Okay, the front fishing line into the next 1 bead in front. And on the back fishing line, we are going to insert 2 beads. So we are weaving a mat. Okay, I cross with the 2nd bead. Then I pull it out. So we are going to continue to insert our front fishing line. Okay, our front fishing line into the next 1 bead in front. I'm inserting my front fishing line into the next 1 bead in front. And on the back fishing line, we are going to keep adding 2 beads till we get to the end, okay? I put in 2 beads, then I cross with the 2nd bead. And I pull it out. So we are going to continue this way till we get to the end, okay? your front fishing line into the next one bead in front, and on the back fishing line you keep adding two beads. So when I get to the end, I'll show you what to do. So I'm at the end. I'm going to insert my front fishing line into the next one bead in front at the end. And on that same fishing line I inserted, I'm going to add in my two beads. We are doing the reverse, okay, because we want to turn. So that same fishing line, that's the front fishing line, I inserted my two beads, then I cross with the second bead. So we are turning to start the third row. So my fishing line is on the side bead. We are going to insert three beads on the back fishing line. We are starting the third row. So we are just repeating what we did at the second row. Insert your three beads on the back fishing line and then we cross with the third bead. My front fishing line, I'm going to insert it into the next one bead in front, into the next one bead in front, and on the back fishing line I'm going to keep adding two beads. It's as simple as that, how to weave a beaded mat. I add my two beads, then I cross with the second bead, and we have our third line done. So we are going to repeat this 6 times, okay, 6 times. We have 1, 2, 3. We need 6 lines, okay? 6 lines. So I'm at the end. I've inserted my front fishing line to the last bead. And on that same fishing line I inserted, I'm going to put in 2 beads. 2 beads. But this time around, watch how I turn, okay? I'm going to insert that fishing line into this same bead where the back fishing line is, like that. I'll explain to you later. Just watch how I pass my fishing lines through, like that. Then that same fishing line downward, I'm going to go into the side bead. Our aim is to pass our fishing lines through so that we'll get to the last but one bead. So I'm going into the side bead. I pull. Then I'm going into the bead that is facing upward. All right. Into this bead, I pull. I'll insert it there. Then I'm going to insert it into the last but one bead. So this is where we are heading towards. So I've inserted it into the last but one bead. And I'm going to take the other fishing line. I'll insert it straight into that last but one bead. We want to have both fishing lines standing on one bead, which is the last but one bead. So I insert it there straight up, and we have both fishing lines. They are inserted into the last but one bead. So this is what we get. We have 17 by 6. All right. Now we are going to continue to weave our mat because we want to make a curve, okay? So we'll weave until we get to the last bead. All right, so we are going to reduce this side, one side of the mat. So on the back fishing line, you start with 3 beads. You insert your 3 beads into the fishing line, and then you cross with the third bead. Remember, when we are building a mat or when we are weaving a mat, we start with 3 beads, then we continue with two beads. Our front fishing line into the next one bead in front. I pull, and on the back fishing line, we are going to add 2 beads. So we are making a curve, okay? We are curving this out. So I cross with the second bead. And I pull. So can you see the curve? So this is the we are making. So we are going to weave till we get to the end. Then we'll turn. Look at the curve. Okay. So I'm at the end. You have to weave it till the last bead. Okay. So I'm inserting my front fishing line into the last bead. And on that same fishing line, I'm going to add my 2 beads. Then I'll cross with the second bead. Like that. So we'll weave this one more time till we get to the last but 1 bead. We are only curving on one side, okay? So we are going to continue to weave our mat. You add 3 beads on the back fishing line. You cross with the 3rd bead. And then you pull it out. Our front fishing line into the next 1 bead in front. Into the next 1 bead in front. And on the back fishing line, you keep adding 2 beads, okay? So we are going to weave that till we get to the last but 1 bead at the top. So we are making the curve for the love, okay? So I'm on the last but 1 bead. We are going to end there, okay? Ignore the last bead and end on the last but 1 bead. So I'm adding my 2 beads into the front fishing line, okay? Then I'm going to cross it with the back fishing line. We are turning again. Can you see that? So we have curved this side. Our aim is to have 6 on this side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then 6 on the curve. So can you see? So if you weave that twice, you are going to curve. So we are going to make the same curve on the left side or on the right side. We are going to weave that till the end. And we are just going to repeat what we did on this side to the other side, okay? So I'm done curving both sides of the mat. Can you see? This is how your shape should look like. 6 on the top and 6 on the curves, okay? 6 on this side and 6 on this side. So this is how your mat should look like. Now we are going to count the straight line, okay? We are going to start from the top here, the straight line. We are going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we are going to insert our fishing line on the 6th bead. On the 6th bead. Count up to 5 and on the 6th bead, insert your fishing line. Then start weaving your mat again. So watch how I weave the mat. We are still curving the love, okay? We want the love to be loving. So still weave a mat. The whole of this bag, we are weaving a mat. Our front fishing line into the next 1 bead in front. And on the back fishing line, we are going to keep adding 2 beads till we get to the end, okay? So just follow the process like this and you are going to get your love beautifully formed. So we are going to weave that till we get to the end, okay? So this is the first line. We are going to weave 5 times straight up to the end. We'll come back to the end. We'll continue 5 times, okay? So I'm at the end. We are going to turn normally how we turn, okay? So I've already turned and we are going to weave upward, okay? So we are going to weave our mat 5 times. So you start with 3 beads, you continue with 2 beads and you keep weaving the mat. So I'm just weaving the mat. I'm at the end. I'm inserting my front fishing line into the last bead. We are weaving a straight mat and on that same fishing line, I'm adding 2 beads. And I'm going to cross with the second bead. And we have 10. So we are going to continue our mat again for the third time. We have 1 and 2. So we need 5 lines. So I'm done weaving all the 5 lines. Can you see? And this is how your shape will be looking like at this stage, okay? So we are going to curve this side like this. We want to curve this other side so that the love will come out beautifully formed, okay? So we are going to pass our fishing lines through because we want to ignore the last bead, okay? On that same line, ignore the last bead. We are passing our fishing lines through. We want to pass it through and get to the last but 1 bead. So I went into the side bead and into the bead that is facing upward. And into the last but 1 bead. Into the last but 1 bead. And the back fishing line, I'm just going to pass it straight up into the last but 1 bead. So I'm passing it straight up. And this is what you get. We have ignored the last bead and we have moved to the last but 1 bead. So we are going to weave a mat again. Okay, till we get to the last but 1 bead. Ignore all the last beads. So weave the mat. When we get to the last but 1 bead, we'll turn again. We'll ignore all the last beads, okay? So I'm weaving my mat again. 3 beads into the back fishing line, and then you cross with the 3rd bead, your front fishing line into the next 1 bead, and then you add 2 beads and cross. So we are at the last but 1 bead. I've inserted my front fishing line, and into that same fishing line I'm adding 2 beads, and we are going to turn again. That same fishing line, I'm going to insert it into the back, the bead that is at the back fishing line. So it should be like that. We are turning, we are repeating the same process. We are turning again. We want to pass our fishing lines through to the last but 1 bead. So that is our intention. So you pass it through to the last but 1 bead. And then you continue to weave the mat again. So if you weave it like this, your love shape will just be forming so beautifully. We are going to weave till the last but 1 bead, then we turn. Okay. So that's a simple method. So I'm almost done with this. You just continue weaving, I think 3 or 4 times. And then you get your shape nicely formed. So now we are going to add the side and side of the bag because we want to form space inside the bag. We want to form space inside the bag. We'll do it like this. So I've done it on one side. And this is what we are going to do. So make sure from the top you count up to 5 beads. Depending on how you want the mouth of your bag to look like. So you are still going to weave a mat all around this bag from the 5th bead we counted from the mouth. We are going to weave a mat all round. So you go into 1 bead. You start with 3 beads. Then you keep inserting 2 beads. So we are weaving around this mat, all around this mat, okay? So you go into 1 bead while you're adding 2 beads. So this is what your mat should look like. You just weave your mat directly on top of the pattern, okay? So we are going to repeat that 2 times. And we have our sides beautifully formed. And we are going to join both sides together. The front and the back side together. Now get a new fishing line and insert it into the first bead on one side. On the back fishing line, pick up one bead, insert it into that fishing line, okay? And with that same fishing line, insert it into the first bead on the other side. And then you pull. Then you pick up one bead, put it on any side of the fishing line, and then you are going to cross it over. You cross and then you pull. So this is how we join most of our beaded bags. Your front fishing line into the next one bead in front. That is the left fishing line. I'm going to insert it into the next one bead in front. And I'll repeat same for the right fishing line. I'm going to insert it into the next one bead on the right. Then I'll pick up one bead, put it on any side of the fishing line, and then you cross it over. So this is how we are going to join our bag. It's so simple to join it. You continue the same process, okay? Left fishing line into the next one bead on the left. The right fishing line into the next one bead on the right. That is on the front and on the back side of the bag. You pick up one bead and then you cross it over. So I'm going to finish joining this bag off camera, okay? I'm going to join it off camera and I'm going to show you the finished product. So we are done joining the bag and this is how it looks. So beautiful. The love is loving. So I just dimmed the light to show you something. So because of the curvy nature of the bag, you have 3 steps at the side. You cannot have it straight, okay? Because of the curvy nature of the love shape. All right, so look at this beautiful Valentine's Day bag. So I'm just going to go ahead and fix this chain on the bag. You can fix any handle of your choice, and this is how beautiful this bag looks. Please patronize me, patronize me, give it to your girl on Valentine's Day. So guys, thanks for watching. Please like and share this video, and please kindly subscribe to this channel, and don't forget to turn on your notification bell button so that each time I upload a video, you'll be the first to get the notification. Until I see you in my next video, it's bye bye.